Hi guys, Rafael Marcolino here, and welcome to Drummo Sapiens every week with a new drum lesson for you. Today I'm gonna build different grooves, 3 different grooves, using the Paradiddlediddle and the Single Paradiddle, but we're gonna play it in 7/8. So if you're not familiar with the 7/8 bar, it means that we have 7 beats of 8 notes inside this bar. That's the size of our measure. 7 beats of 8 notes. And to get started with this lesson, before we go straight to the grooves, I'm gonna just remember very quickly what these rudiments are. So the single paradiddle is the basic paradiddle that we all know how to play. It's right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. So if we play it in 16th notes, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Paradiddle, 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 1. And one of the most important things of the single paradiddle, especially when you're going to apply it to a groove, is that you have to accent the first note of each 4-note cycle and play the other 3 notes in a really lower volume. So it's right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. If you're not used to playing the single paradiddle like this, you have to get used to it. You have to control those dynamics in order to be able to apply those in a groove context. And the other rudiment that we are going to use to complete our grooves is the Paradiddlediddle, which is right, left, right, right, left, left. Also accenting the first note. But because this is a 6-note pattern, it's usually played in 16th note triplets, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Paradiddle-diddle, 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 1. But our groove is going to be based on 16th notes. So we're going to take a 7/8 bar in which we have 7 beats of 8 notes, so we have 7 8th notes inside this measure, and we're gonna play 16th notes throughout the whole bar. So we're gonna play 14 notes inside this groove. So the Paradiddlediddle is a 6-note pattern, and the single paradiddle, if you think of the whole pattern leading with the right hand and the left hand, is a pattern of 8 notes. So 6 plus 8 equals 14. If we take one cycle of the Paradiddlediddle and one full round of the single paradiddle, we have a 7/8 bar if we are playing that in 16th notes. So for our first groove example, we're gonna play a sequence of a Paradiddlediddle and a full round of the single paradiddle. So to transform this sequence in a groove, we're gonna play the right hand on the hi-hat or the right cymbal and the left hand on the snare drum. And as I said, the dynamic of each note is really important now because that's what's gonna create the backbeats and the ghost notes on the snare. And to complete the groove, we're gonna play the kick drum together with the accented notes with our right hand on the hi-hat or on the right cymbal. So check out this first example, how we can transform this sequence of the Paradiddlediddle and the single paradiddle in a 7/8 groove. And a cool way to create a different kick drum pattern is by playing every right hand note together with the kick drum. For now, I'm playing really slowly for you to really understand the rudiment sequence. It's a 7/8 bar, so it's not as easy as a 4/4 groove to understand exactly what's happening and for you to understand exactly which rudiment I'm playing. But now I'm gonna create a 2-bar groove using these 2 examples, playing the first bar with the kick drum only with the accented notes on the right hand, and the second bar playing all the kick drum notes together with the right hand. And I'm gonna play it a little bit faster for you to understand it in a more musical way. Now for our second groove example, we're gonna change the sequence of rudiments. Instead of playing the paradiddle-diddle first and the single paradiddle-diddle after, we're gonna start with the single paradiddle and play the paradiddle-diddle in the end of the bar. So it's the same thing, the same idea, but we're just changing the rudiment sequence, the order of which rudiment we play first. And that changes everything because our backbeat now is in the beginning of the bar. We have only one backbeat, we have only one accented note on the snare drum with this way of playing, of putting these rudiments together. So now we're gonna start the groove by playing the single paradiddle and then the paradiddle-diddle. Check it out. And I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with the last example. I'm gonna create a 2-bar groove playing the first bar like I just did with the kick drum, only with the accented notes on the right hand. And I'm gonna play the second bar playing the kick drum together with every right hand note. And I'm gonna play it also a little bit faster for you to understand the second example in a more musical way. And we can create a third version of this groove, but that's gonna be even more different because we're gonna play one cycle of the single paradiddle in the beginning. So it's right, left, right, right. And then we're gonna start the next cycle with the left hand, but we're gonna play the paradiddle-diddle starting with our left hand. So it's gonna be left, right, right, accenting the first note, the left hand note. So for this version of the groove, we're gonna have 2 backbeats because after the paradiddle-diddle, we're gonna play the second single paradiddle cycle to finish the bar. So it's gonna be left, right, left, then we start back with the right hand on the next bar. And that changes everything because now we have 2 backbeats and we have only one accented note with our right hand. So the only kick drum note that we're gonna play for this first example of this third groove is gonna be the downbeat of 1. Check it out. And just like I did with the previous examples, I'm gonna create a 2-bar groove by playing every right hand note together with the kick drum on every second bar. Check it out. Now for you to compare those 3 different grooves that I created using the paradiddle-diddle and the single paradiddle put together in a 7/8 bar. I'm gonna play all of them in a sequence, so check it out and tell me which one you like the most. I hope you liked this lesson. I hope it gives you some ideas to apply paradiddle variations in odd time signature grooves. That's a very cool way to create different grooves and creative grooves using odd time signatures. And if you're not familiar with the 7/8 bar and that's something kind of new to you, I've already posted a lesson talking about exactly this odd time signature bar, the 7/8. So I'm gonna put the link here on the description. If you are watching this video on Instagram, this lesson is here as well. You can search for it, or you can go to YouTube and search for Drummo Sapiens 7/8 groove or 7/8 bar. I'm sure you're gonna find that lesson as well. If you have any doubts or if you have any suggestions on which topic I should cover on a future lesson, post here on the comments. And don't forget, if you want to receive every week a new drum lesson and PDF files containing transcriptions of every exercise I show here, go to subscribe.drummosapiens.com and subscribe to the mailing list. I see you on the next lesson.